So I take refuge in the inspiring example of my teacher's ongoing practice. Many people are worried about what they regard as spiritual bypassing. They feel, or they're concerned, that they're learning to use practice as a way to avoid the difficulties of life. That they, for example, come to a monastery, and when they're in a monastery or a place of residence, they don't have to deal with taxes. They don't have to deal with all the vicissitudes and the exigent demands of a regular, ordinary life. So I've definitely heard of people who have used certain kinds of self-soothing as a way of avoiding actually facing their own lives. That they encounter a situation that is full of anxiety, and they, instead of meeting the anxiety, they soothe themselves down and avoid it. That is a kind of spiritual bypassing. But what is the case is if we have the determination for awakening, if we have the determination to see clearly the truth, then every single thing that happens is part of that path. And so we are inevitably going off on one side or another. We're inevitably avoiding things, and we're inevitably crashing into things. But if we have the determination to keep on going, then nothing becomes a bypass. Everything becomes part of the path. Now, it is the case that if we are going to school to learn something, it is very helpful to be in a facility, an institution, a university, a college, whatever, that is made for that one-pointed education. But nobody thinks that one-pointed education is the whole of their education. Nobody thinks that being in an institution where you learn to practice deeply, to learn to concentrate deeply, to learn to be present with whatever comes, that's the end of practice. It's just like going to a university. The real learning comes once you establish a good foundation, once you understand the basics, once you have a foundation of confidence in yourself, then you go out and you make 1,000 mistakes. Then you go out and you learn from the challenges of the world. And the challenges of the world may be trying to run a place like this, like Great Vows Zen Monastery. The challenge of the world may be having a family. The challenge of the world may be trying to work 3 jobs. If we have the aspiration to see deeply, everything is part of the path. Everything. So if we have the good fortune of being in a place that is calm and serene, great. If we have the good fortune of being in a place that is challenging and with rough seas, great. If we have the good place of being totally frustrated and bored, great. It's all part of the path. So the path is you only have bypassing if you have a very short view. If you have a determination to see it to the end, there's nothing amiss. There is no bypassing.